I think we're in pretty good shape now. So many beautiful fuel
God.
rods. Now comes the fun part, where I route fuel rods all over the map and wonder if I'm gonna melt my face off.
You
Almost
are.
there.
I think you are.
Finally, after all that,
Holy...
the fuel rods are in the thingamajig. Machine...
I'm sorry, how many fuel rods did you just shove in there? Today we're going to be watching some more Let's Game It Out. In fact, we're going to watch the prequel to the last video to see how he created the irradiated hellhole that he escaped. So, let's see.
Hey there, it's Josh. Welcome back to Let's Game It Out. Oh my god, it's time for more Satisfactory. Oh, how I missed you, Factory, with no rules, limits, or logic. Satisfactory is a game about making efficient machines.
I think that's only when you play it, but yes.
Or in my case, just find new and inventive ways to torture the game. First,
so
we
it
built
seems,
a factory
yes.
that was actually kind of normal, until I realized you could make it look like this.
God, not
and
again.
Then I made it look like this. And
yes, of course. Why would you not? Let's just make it look like a granite octopus. Perfect. Beautiful. Why?
I realized the frame rate gets worse, which excites me. And then we tested those limits by building a tornado out of conveyor belts, and it's actually kind of pretty. Just don't look directly at it, unless you...
yes. We will get to this as a prequel eventually, but okay, why? Actually, you told me why, because it's Josh.
Like slideshows. Then I saw this empty valley, and I thought, you know what this could use? A conveyor belt weave.
Of course. Why
we went
not?
Back over to Beltnado here and turned it into a full-fledged cocoon. After that, we moved on to other interests.
What is the frame rate there? -3.
Like messing with these trucks here, only to realize that if you throw them all in a pit like this, they become sentient and try to escape.
Oh god.
We might be done. And then those crazy developers just kept updating the game, so
Monorail
I kept trying
trains,
out their new stuff.
Oh
like
god.
This beautiful train station that you can even custom name. And
I see. Oh shit, he's gone full Welsh. Okay.
Boy, did I custom name it. That's when I realized we could...
yes, I let my name go into the horizon. Perfect. Just glorious. All right.
It'd send them through the earth and straight to hell. And then at the tail end of the last episode, we realized one last thing left to do: nuclear power.
Excellent.
Oh, and also, today's video is sponsored by NordVPN, but I'll talk about that a little bit later in the video.
Cool.
Oh, before we head to our first destination, check this out. The game actually runs better now, and this blows my mind. My god, the performance increase is amazing. This
apparently it's because of you, so alright.
Thing doesn't destroy my computer anymore. Like,
did you get a better computer, or did they actually update it at this point?
It is a brave new world. So what are we gonna do today?
Break it
Play
again.
around with nuclear power, of course. We built this guy at the end of last episode. And
why
our first
is it...
step to nuclear victory...
Hold on, why is it... Okay, well, I should stop asking why. Rather, is it actually hanging off of a waterfall? Huh. Alright.
Is we need to go mine some uranium and shove it into this thing. Last episode, we used our little locator guide here to find uranium, which was a little ways away. But the bigger hurdle is this stuff will kill you if you get too close to it. And that's why we brought this lovely thing. A hazmat suit.
Oh my god.
Makes you look super...
He's actually trying to not die? Amazing. Though, judging by what happened next time, I don't think that helped much.
Cool. Now we're ready to go face the elements. You know what? Let's do it with style in our beautiful, sexy car. Now, I feel like
we're Half-Life 2 now.
Somewhere, but I'm gonna have faith that this is the right way.
Really? Because I think you've entered Subnautica.
Well, everything's green. I feel like that's sort of a good sign.
Well,
I think we're going to the right place. Yep, we
usually
definitely are. I see little bits of ore here. Oh, hello, cat friends. These are supposed to be spiders in the game, but for everybody's benefit, I turned on the arachnophobia mode, which turned...
Hold on. It has an arachnophobia mode that turns them into cats. That's actually really cool.
Turns them into these creepy cat heads, which I think we can all agree is a little worse than just spiders.
Wait, so you just made Nextbots? Huh. Okay.
Anyway, we'll just take care of them in short order, no big deal. Oh, you want some too, do
you?
No.
Let's
get this nightmare over
with. That is the problem where you have to kill them.
Putting down our beautiful mining drill, that's what.
Underground?
Anything in a cave looks so majestic. So right now, this thing doesn't have any power.
Can you just mine some uranium and give it to the machine to get a loop of power? That would be something he would do.
Which honestly is for the better, because if this thing is pulling out uranium while we have it set up, we're just going to be taking on lots of radiation.
Oh no,
did I mention
whatever will you
I had
do?
to go through a waterfall? It's true, I wandered around for like an hour before I figured out it's back here. Okay, finally ran...
There's always something behind the waterfall, you know this. Every gamer knows this. Every time you see a waterfall, you walk right through it, and then yell at the game if there's nothing there.
And the conveyor belt all the way home. We're gonna stage our uranium over here. You may recognize this
how long?
place.
Did you just make a 2-kilometer long, like, conveyor belt? Considering that's how far away that uranium was. That is... okay.
Over here. In a previous video, this is where I had all of my trucks.
The truck
the ones
pit,
that
yes.
turned into a sentient species, and then I had to put them down, otherwise the game would never run again. So we're gonna stage everything here because we can't just send the uranium over raw. We gotta make two things first. Uranium cells and electromagnetic control rods.
Okay.
Uranium cells are the uranium itself, as well as concrete, and the electromagnetic rods are stators and AI limiters.
What?
Easy enough.
AI
Let's make
limiters,
a couple
what?
assemblers. We'll just place one here, and also just kind of over there. We're also gonna send our uranium into this guy over here, which by the way, we haven't connected the power to that thing yet, so let's...
Well, if you connect it, it's gonna start mining, and you don't know where all the uranium is gonna go. But what the hell did you just build? You didn't say what that building was.
Do that now. Okay, here we go.
Oh,
so
there goes the frame rate.
Power. All we have to do is wait for the drill to do its thing and bring the uranium to us. There it is.
That is a lot.
4 minutes, and it still hurts
to
get here, right? Oh boy, does it ever. It's kind of a shame. It's so pretty to look at. It's like a bunch of slimers just on a conveyor belt. So this guy over here.
You want to squish a bunch of slimers, huh? All right.
Here's going to be for our uranium cells. The uranium we obviously have, and right in front of us at the center of our base is some concrete. Okay, and there's the concrete. As I slowly die to radiation poisoning.
Get the hazmat suit.
Doing the magic of making uranium cells, and for our control rods, gotta grab them stators and AI limiters. All right.
Again, why are there AI limiters on this?
AI limiters for days, and these are the stators. Thankfully, I have pretty much all of these materials being built somewhere in my base.
Yeah, I think at this point, you just have things everywhere, and you just have to find them at this point. It's like excavation. It's a fun excavation game. Where did I put the thing I need today? Oh boy, is it in this cave that's like 1,000,000 miles underground? Oh no, it's somewhere in the sky, in the tornado of conveyor belts. Oh, I don't know, maybe it's in a tree or in a waterfall. Oh boy, I can't wait to see where I have to find my shit today.
And I just need to find them and route them over here. Now that those two things are underway, we have to turn to our old friend, the manufacturer, which we're going to build down here for kind of no reason. And in this...
There's always a reason, and the reason is shenanigans.
Thing, we're going to build nuclear fuel rods, which is what can finally go inside the nuclear reactors. My favorite part about this, very radioactive.
You don't say.
I like to hear.
The rods are radioactive. No shit.
Down there. Okay, that's 1 down and 2 down. So that connects our 2
the radioactive levels are very high. You're sending right next to them.
We get ourselves some of these encased industrial beams, which I just happen to know where there's a lot of them. It's like all the stuff I built previously was all building up to this. Also known as, thank God my production is so imbalanced, I just have extra random crap everywhere.
As I said, it's an excavation game at this point. You have to find where the things that you made are, not that you have to make them anymore.
See if we can't work quickly here. I seem to be taking on a not insignificant amount of radiation poisoning.
Just a little.
And we'll just send these beauties right over there. And since I've already got my medical inhaler out, this calls for a celebration puff.
Oh, God.
Now that I've taken
Of course, that's how you deal with radiation. Just puff away. Okay.
10 generations worth of radiation sickness. I'm just going to stare off into space for a bit and let my empire just
What is that in the mountains?
I think we're in pretty good shape now. So many beautiful
Oh my God.
rods. Now comes the fun part, where I route fuel rods all over the map and wonder if I'm going to melt my face off.
You are.
There.
I think you are.
Finally, after all that, the fuel rods are in the thingamajig. Machine.
I'm sorry, how many fuel rods did you just shove in there? It was like several hundred. What? Okay.
Looks to be working, and boy is it a thing of beauty. Now the only thing left to do is hook it up to power.
Oh.
I thought that'd be more exciting. Ooh,
wait a minute.
Smoke is.
Wait a minute. Wait. It creates power. Why do you need to hook it up to external power? Huh?
God, look at that jump. Our capacity for power was 4,400, and then we brought the power plant online, and now it's 6,900.
Great. What are you going to do with all this power now?
Here's the other thing that happens with nuclear power. We get delicious, beautiful waste.
Oh,
extremely
nonsense.
radioactive. And what are we going to do with that nuclear waste? Well, build...
That's just the forbidden slurp juice.
A bunch of conveyor belts that zigzags it through this waterfall, of course.
It zigzags.
I'm using the slow conveyor belts because I want all that radiation goodness to get all in the water supply. And then once its slow journey is complete, all that tasty waste goes into this bin for future generations to worry about.
Oh, that's just a bin.
First nuclear power plant done.
Fantastic.
And while I'm satisfied we can get that first one off the ground, I feel like there's so much more we could be doing.
How many will you build?
I can't help but think being able to look at the cocoon again is a blessing in disguise. So for the first time in a long long time. We're going back in. It's
oh
been
shit!
So long.
Wait, is that where he sends all the stuff at the end? Does he make a radioactive tornado of conveyor belts? Really? Okay.
Since I was able to climb in this thing. Here we are in the belly of the beast. These, of course, being our 3 oil refineries. I'm tempted to go back and change all of these Mark 1 conveyor belts to Mark 5, but even I hurt imagining how long that would take. We're now here at the halfway point. You can tell because the iron rods stop and the oil begins, so I don't actually think there's an opening.
That's how you make sure to know,
I have to make one to get out. Nope, wait, found my opening. I'll just fly my way up there. Hopefully I don't run out of fuel for my jetpack. It's a long way down. And here we are at the very top. I know I've said it a couple of times, but I cannot stress how bizarre it is to be able to look at this thing and the frame rate maintains.
That is a lot of oil. Oh god.
The dumpster that is my factory setup.
Oh, nonsense. It's
like at this point,
perfectly balanced.
I can't tell what goes where. So I keep forgetting that there's like stairs and walkways. And it would be really useful because we do need to find a way to get up there fast.
But then you just fly everywhere anyway, so
stairs, so I found a better way to get up there. It's called a bunch of bounce pads all over the place. Here, let me show.
Oh, we're playing Mario Maker now. All right, cool. Show me why, considering you have a jetpack, but sure. Jump pads. Okay.
Show you what I mean. Starts with this bounce pad right over here. So we just jump on this conveyor belt, which will launch us in at the right angle.
Okay.
It'll take us over to this bad boy, and it'll just start bouncing us all the way up to the top. And the nice thing is it's all set up so I don't have to do anything. And I can just bask and look at our factories. Really just enjoy the ride.
Except when you miss.
I'm not even moving anything. It's just bouncing me for me. So I can just look around at the nice surroundings.
You can fuck it up by just moving, probably.
Scenery. Are you fucking serious?
Oh, guess he is.
Or I can just hold on for dear life and hope the whole thing works. Honestly, it works about 10% of the time.
Oh, no.
It's the best. But it gets you close to the top of the cocoon, so beggars can't be choosers. Oh, here we are coming in for a landing. Bounce off this backboard. Here comes the final bounce. I can't think of a better way to get to the top of this spiral. Okay, so you might be asking yourself, what's the plan? I mean, if you look at...
I am going to guess the plan is to route all of the waste into the tornado.
Out there, you can already see our nuclear power plant dumping nuclear waste down below. So here's what we're gonna do. I know this seems like sacrilege, but we're gonna cut the head off of the beast. And I know it seems scary, but I promise you there's a reason for everything. Remember how the top of this thing, because of the red tint, looked kind of like a warhead? Well, now we're really putting that nuclear touch on the top of it.
Oh my god,
that's looking better. It's got that kind of gaudy Vegas quality to it. Also, why is my nuclear reactor already showing signs of wear and tear?
Because it's you, I would wager. Also, can the oil like on the conveyor bits actually explode?
Haven't even hooked it up yet. And of course, we want it to look classy, right? Like, look at all the crap already floating around this thing. That majestic crown up there deserves the finest curb appeal.
Oh
so
no!
First, let's make sure to
More conveyor belts!
So that everything is
god, where's he going with this?
Okay, yeah, this'll do. B+ at best. So we're gonna take these fuel rods and we're gonna feed them in through the bottom of the
see the radiation level
that way
there.
The entire thing can maintain its visual splendor. Okay, there we go.
Cool.
Everything is properly irradiated. Now all we need to do is connect it to the power grid. Thankfully, because of the bounce pads floating in the air over
you can just connect it there.
A bunch of power lines just ready for me to connect to. God, look at that burst in power right there. Now we gotta deal with my favorite thing, nuclear waste. The waste is all gonna come out of right here, and as is my custom.
Hold on, if nothing's connected to that, does it just shit it out and just flies off and just falls to the ground? Because that'd be funny. Just dig a big hole and just let it fall in there.
And we're only going to use the finest, slowest belts we can.
Yeah, of course.
Now all we need to do is just run this belt full of byproduct goodness all the way down to the edge of these barrels. And
is he running it alongside the oil?
I'm going to send the nuclear waste down in one of these splitters using the power of conveyor lift technology.
Okay, great.
Thank God
Why is it splitting the
keep
waste?
Going lower and lower and lower. Look at that. You can just have it hand delivered right to the ground. You know what I think I'm going to do with all this nuclear stuff? I'm just going to add a merger to where these iron rods are coming out, and I'm just gonna mix these in with the iron rods.
Why?
Yeah, I'm sure this won't be a problem at all.
No, there never is a problem.
Join your friends. You know, though, with 2 power plants, I still feel like we're not producing enough nuclear waste.
Oh, good. Fantastic. How many did you make?
Much better. There's like 50 power plants back there.
Yes.
This actually poses a new problem.
That is a...
Well, our power capacity is amazing. Consumption is conservative at best. And in order for these things to start chewing through those fuel rods, we actually have to get our power consumption up.
Oh no, what is he gonna build that actually consumes all this power? Let me guess, more conveyor belts?
Otherwise, they're just gonna sit here idly, which is great if you're trying to build an efficient factory. It's not so great if you want your main export to be nuclear waste. And God, do we want more of these barrels. And to do that, we're gonna turn to our old friend train technology. And the reason for that is because trains generate electricity, and I can set them to go forever. So test.
They generated electricity? You mean use electricity, I hope.
One station here and another station here. Let's put a train down and do a quick test. As
I'm
you
sorry,
can see,
did you just
firing
make a...
this thing up, it goes around.
You just
and
make
around
a circle.
And around,
all right.
generating not nearly as much as I would like, but hey, it's generating something.
Is
Something
it
else
generating
interesting we can do is we can connect trains together. And while each train in and of itself doesn't take up more power to function like this, they all have to fire up their engines to move. That's a nice little power push for not doing a whole lot. And they'll know this power output matters. If I see barrels piling up here, I know it's working. Now I'm interested to see if we can generate some power fast.
Is that really the fastest way to use excess power, I guess? Or is there a more fun way to make sure he gets more of his delightful waste?
Faster. Test number 2, in which case we see if adding some rails that go up increases how much power it takes. And then also I gave it a little more...
Hold on. Are those tracks sideways? Did you make a roller coaster with a train? I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. I was just wondering if that's possible.
Distance, mostly because I don't know how to use train tracks very well. Let's play conductor and see how it goes. So as
can you
always,
actually
when you
drive?
start it out, it does take a lot of power. Downhill does a little bit less for the power. Once the train gets moving, it takes up less because it's already got that speed going. So here's my current running theory. Maximum trains combined with maximum train stations means tons of stopping and starting, meaning tons of power generated. You know, I have an idea how we can test this, but I gotta build something real fast. So hang on, it'll just take a second.
Are you Bruce 2 hours later? Well, that's any building game ever.
Whatever this is. I sure hope it goes okay.
Shit.
It's essentially one gigantic loop that goes through all of these tracks. It's not particularly pretty or elegant. Hey,
it doesn't matter. All that matters is it's efficient.
The whole point is just to generate electricity. Okay, now we've added the trains. In case you're curious, this is 188 trains.
I wasn't, but
together,
thank you.
Taking up the entire track start to finish. And it's all automated, so the trains will just loop through this disaster forever. There are 23...
Wait, so hold on. The question now becomes, is it just constantly stopping because some of the train is always at a station? What happens to the other ones? Are they connected? Is it just constantly stopped? How does it move? Do they crash into each other? This seems like a logistical nightmare.
3 total stations they go through, aptly named
Help 23.
Before looping back around.
I see.
You know what pains me most about this? It's not that it's actually semi-orderly, although that also pains me. It's how freaking slow everything's going. I didn't realize
what do you expect? They have to keep stopping.
Nuts. But enough talk. How's it doing for our power? At an idle state, about 6,000, not too bad. When the trains start up again, it hits a nice healthy 12,000. That's still a far cry from maxing out our potential with 100,000. But before I go nuts and start laying out more track, let's at least see if we're exporting any of the good stuff now. And by that, of course, I mean nuclear waste. Yeah, this'll do. This'll do nicely. That's a lot of barrels. I think this is working out quite well. So normally the goal would be to try to figure out where to put this stuff so it doesn't do any harm. Why would you want to hide something so majestic? Now,
yeah, we know where that went from the next video. This entire area was an irradiated hellhole, so... Show me. How did it become that?
Me, I look at my base and I see something that's missing, and I think this has a chance to be a real showpiece.
Oh, what?
Once again, I'll be
slap
back
of
in
color,
a hot minute. Well,
yellow and green.
Just swell. Oh yeah,
yes, I was right.
This is looking great.
God.
So one might look at this and get the impression that I covered the entirety of my base in nuclear waste.
Yes,
and
you could do that.
Right. Up to and definitely including
did that thing just come out of the ground?
Which, if I do say so myself, has never looked better. It's kind of like this is a waste disposal site, except above ground, and advertising its presence.
It just immediately ends you.
Is so bad. If I die and I have to respawn in,
you just immediately go again.
Instantly. I've made the base so hostile I can't even be here anymore.
Yep, that is why he left in the next video. Jesus, man. Okay.
And also, the spaghetti of my base is just completely out of control now.
Now. It's out of control now, as opposed to before when it was perfectly fine. What?
But damn, that nuclear waste looks so vibrant in the moonlight.
I feel like this is how this base was
slurp
all the forbidden
nuclear
juice.
Waste everywhere. Power plants as far as the eyes can see.
Delightful.
Conveyor NATO that turned into a conveyor cocoon now has a warhead aiming up to the heavens. And thank God I can use these bounce pads to just bask in it all while I fly off. Oh, and thank my lucky stars, the frame rate's gotten kind of bad again. So I think
thank God.
Do it for this episode.
What else
Hope
would you
had
do?
Fun. I know I did. I'm gonna go check and see if I'm growing a third arm from all this radiation, and I'll see you next time.
Huh. All right. Cool. Well, at least we know how the radiated hellhole came to be. Great. Let's see where it actually ends up leading to.